What is up, everybody? It's Raymond and Scar here with another episode of the Brew Sportscast. Delicious. Welcome back, guys. On tonight's episode, we're going to do, like we did last week, review the Sunday game with the Jags and Chargers, our 10-game pick'em, and we'll preview the game against Philly next week. Yep. I don't know, what did you think about the game?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody out there hating and saying that, we can't go to the West Coast and win, and we went out there and dominated.
Clearly, yeah.
Everything looked good. The receivers looked good. Trevor Lawrence defense was, putting so much pressure on Herbert. It was exciting.
I was thinking about it. Maybe this morning or last night, laying in bed, just thinking about the game, and I was like, "Did we punt the ball? I think we may have punted once."
Yeah.
But we scored, I think, almost every time we had the ball, or we didn't have
a lot of field goals.
Yeah. Well, no, we had 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I mean the coaching was great. Like every time that it was like a fourth down decision, whether to go for it or kick it, like every decision that they made was exactly like what I was saying. Okay, you take the points here, kick it, and they would do that.
Yeah.
Then on that one, the 4th and 2, when we were on their side of the field, I was like, all right here's where you don't take the points. It's where you go for it, because we have momentum, and they did it. And James Robinson broke that runoff for a touchdown on
that play. It was just, the Chargers had the ball, got it back. It was out after halftime. So it was 16-10, I believe. And we were on the 50, 49, somewhere around there. And I looked at Caitlin and I said, "Don't do this. Don't do it right now. Punt the ball and just play field position." And when he ripped that 50-yarder off, I was like, yeah. It was exciting.
Oh, yeah.
But defense, man, I saw Trayvon Walker pass coverage. They got to Herbert. It was exciting. And just at work today, everybody talking about it. Everybody's excited. Everybody's like, "Oh, man, if they can get through Philly, they're legit," and stuff like that. So, yeah. I mean, there's some people out there that aren't really on the Jags train yet. They're still skeptical
they want to talk that crap
it.
about, oh, you played an injured team. And
yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, even if Herbert wasn't necessarily 100%, like, it's Justin Herbert. Like, look what he was doing the week before with hurt ribs, throwing those long bombs. And, and yeah, I mean, we may have banged up a few of their players, but it's not like they came into the game banged up like Bosa.
Right. Right. And you have those.
Keenan Allen was already out the week before when they dominated offensively with Mike Williams.
Mm-hmm.
We shut down Eckler.
Like,
that doesn't happen very often.
Nope. We still got some of those Jags fans out there that like, oh, got to give it more than just 2 games.
Yeah.
So, but I just think they're going in the right direction.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can tell it like from week 1. Like I'm loving this coaching. Like you can tell they've just like taken all the mistakes that they saw and then like are correcting them. And where in the past it's like I was talking to this somebody about this today, where we would make mistakes and then the next game you would see the exact same mistakes, like coaching and player wise. Like there was no trying to fix the mistakes. We would just keep compounding on the same mistakes every week, and it's like so frustrating.
Yeah. What if, I think I heard this today. What if they held back the 2017 Super Bowl from Philly and Jags to 2022? Philly versus Jags in the Super Bowl. That'd be something crazy.
Yeah.
I wish that would happen.
Yeah. I think you were talking about after that game somewhere you saw his power ranking.
Oh yeah, I saw that today. I don't know if this is true or not, but I think we were 23rd last week, and we're possibly in the top 10 this week. So I mean that's a huge jump. And I saw the Titans and the Texans like between 25 and 32. That's always nice to see the Titans back there.
Yeah.
I can deal with the Colts being up higher, just not the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that came out of this game. Like the defense wise, you showed me that tweet earlier. Somebody was talking about how good our defense was.
Mm-hmm.
If I can bring it up right here.
Sorry, guys.
Here it is right here. So Jaguars defense leads the NFL in rushing defense, 55 yards per game, and pass defense, 26 yards. Or sorry, defense 26.
Yeah, pass deflections, pass
Okay,
defended.
defense.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
weird how they word
yeah.
that.
I
Pass
know, I know.
deflections with 26. They're tied for first in takeaways with 8 and tied for third in scoring defense, 12.7 points per game.
Yeah,
So that's pretty awesome.
I
I saw another one that was talking about there's two quarterbacks in the NFL right now that have five plus touchdown passes
and
with only one interception, and it's Patrick Mahomes and Trevor Lawrence.
Yep, yep.
So that's pretty good company there.
I think Trevor is finally turning into the Trevor we expected last year.
Yeah.
But it's all the coaching staff.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was just you could tell he was just out there having fun.
Oh, the smiles on all their faces.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that game's really going to get the whole team fired up and ready. I think this is going to be an exciting season. I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh, we beat the Chargers, now we're going to win the Super Bowl." But I think this is like a launch pad into some momentum and
that AFC
season.
West that we were looking at the beginning of the year is not so daunting like we thought.
Yeah, Vegas.
The Raiders suck.
Yeah, Vegas isn't doing well. Kansas City has proven that they're beatable.
They just lost to the team we beat by 24.
Chargers, who some people had as Super Bowl favorites, and a lot of people, thought, they're going to be dominating. We just knocked them off.
I saw something else. The Jaguars are the first team in the Super Bowl era to be underdogs in 2 straight games and win by 24 plus points.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Things are good in Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah. And then we didn't even talk about, first of all, our receivers were freaking dominating. I am so happy with Christian Kirk and Zay Jones. And then Marvin Jones is stepping it up this year. I didn't say Marvin Harrison that time. I mean, those three right there, I'm like, I really hope like we keep them for at least one more season together. Fun, I know eventually probably
Marvin,
one of those is going to be gone because we probably just can't afford to pay all three of them, So Marvin's probably the first to go out of the three of those, but I'm hoping we keep them for at least one more season together.
Yeah.
And then even Evan Ingram, tight end, like a lot of people thought he was good. He's a good tight end overall in his career, but he's been sort of mediocre lately at the Giants.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's looking good for us. He's making plays.
Yeah.
Our offense, was finding ways to get him. They're finding ways to like get him open and like.
I don't know if you've noticed on 3rd and shorts, that's Trevor's target, Ingram, and the way Ingram is fighting for that extra yard to get the first downs. You haven't seen that here.
Right. We've lately. I mean, we've had good tight ends, but they've been more involved in blocking.
Yes.
Where this is like the first time in a while that we have like a really good like receiver tight end.
Yeah. Man, this is exciting. Like yesterday when the game was over, I was watching I was getting ready, just watching the 8:00 game, and I was like, man, I just want to watch the game. I just wish it stayed on, because it was so good.
Yeah, definitely.
It's only Monday, and I'm already ready for Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exciting times here in Jacksonville. Let's just hope they keep it going.
Yeah.
The next 3 to 4 games are all winnable.
Yeah.
I would say 3 out of the next 4 are winnable. Just debating on this next game. All right, so that's the review. Let's go on to our 10-game pick'em.
All right, so we'll go over last week's first. We'll say which ones we got right and wrong, and we'll let you know what our record is, because we are competing for the season to see who gets the most right. So last week, I guess I'll just go through the list and we'll say what we each picked and whether it was. All right, so last week, the Chargers versus Jacksonville. I picked Jacksonville, and
I had Chargers. That's an L for me.
Yep, second week in a row he picked against Jacksonville.
I picked yes,
because you picked Indy.
Yes, I did.
Next up was Pittsburgh and Cleveland. I picked Cleveland.
I picked the Steelers.
Yep,
they suck.
I got that one right. Next was Buffalo and Miami. We both picked Buffalo.
That was a good game.
Yep. I
Unfortunately, the
was,
Bills lost.
yeah, I couldn't believe it, but yeah. And then it's Green Bay versus Tampa, and I went with Green Bay.
I had the Bucks.
Yep. So another one that I picked right. Detroit versus Minnesota. I think we both picked Minnesota.
We did, but you know what's funny? I'm pretty sure Detroit had a 21-point lead.
Oh yeah, I thought they had won that game,
Yeah.
and then I woke up the next morning. My dad's like, because he had hit some bet, and
Yeah.
he's like Minnesota came back and won.
Yeah.
I was like, dang. Everybody was like, Adam was even texting about that and like talking about how Kirk Cousins is a bum. And remember, he mentioned the first episode, or not the first episode, the episode that we had him on a guest as a guest. He was talking about Kirk Cousins and how he'll never be more than an 8-8 quarterback, or you know. Las Vegas versus Tennessee. I think we both picked Vegas.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll never pick Tennessee.
Then Baltimore, New England. I think we both took Baltimore.
Yes.
And we got that right. Rams, Arizona. We both took the Rams and got that right.
Yep.
And then San Fran versus Denver. We both took San Fran and got that one wrong.
That was one of the most boring. You didn't watch it, but that was one of the most boring games I've ever seen.
Yeah. They're both looking sorry lately.
Yes.
And then here's another teams of like two sorry looking teams lately. Houston versus Chicago. We both picked Chicago and that right.
I think Chicago's 2-1.
Yeah. So I think I went up like 3 this week on you.
Yeah, you went 7-3, and I went 4-6.
Yeah. And then overall I'm 12-8. And you're 9-11.
9-11. Yep.
Okay, so I got a 3-game lead.
That's gonna change. We still got lots of football left.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah,
it might change this week. I was a little iffy on these this week. All right, so this week's pick'ems, we chose Minnesota at New Orleans, Tennessee at Indy, Denver at Las Vegas, Kansas City at Tampa, Seattle at Detroit, New York Jets at Pittsburgh, Buffalo at Baltimore, New England at Green Bay, Jacksonville at Philly, and then the Thursday night game, Miami at Cincinnati. So we'll just go through this. First up, Minnesota at New Orleans. Who'd you get?
I went with Minnesota at New Orleans.
I went with Minnesota too.
Okay.
I think they're going to bounce back from this. Like, they shouldn't have won this past week.
I was going to say bounce back.
But I think New Orleans has been looking even worse.
Yeah, Jameson has been playing it well.
Yeah, so I'm going with Minnesota.
Same here.
Tennessee at Indy.
What did I say just a minute ago?
Never picking Tennessee.
Never picking Tennessee.
I'm right there with you.
With Indy.
I really think that, Tennessee, this was, I think it was just like a fluke.
I don't know. Derrick Henry looked really good.
Derrick Henry can always look good. That doesn't mean the whole team is, That's like Jonathan Taylor with Indy. Just because he leads the league for fantasy points at running back doesn't mean Indy's winning every game.
Don't forget it was Vegas too.
Yeah.
But I think Indy, after that big win against the Chiefs, that might have sparked something. So.
Yeah, so I'm both going with Indy.
Yeah.
All right, Denver at Vegas.
I said Vegas sucks, but I'm going with Vegas because Denver sucks too.
Same thing. I think Vegas is going to put on a show in their home stadium, and I think Devontae Adams is going to show out.
All right.
Kansas City at Tampa Bay.
This is one of the ones that I didn't answer or write down right away. I came back to it, but I'm going with Tampa Bay.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going with Tampa Bay this time.
I'm going with Kansas City.
Okay.
So at least we have one different there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Kansas City is going to go back to the team they were a couple weeks ago, and Tampa Bay I still can't trust right now. So until it's one of those things until they prove it otherwise, unless they're playing some really sorry team, then I'm not going to trust them. Seattle at Detroit.
I went with Detroit. Detroit's good. This
is one that I like. You were with Kansas City and Tampa Bay. This is one that I didn't write down at first, and I ended up going with Detroit as well.
Yeah,
I don't think they should have lost to Minnesota. New York Jets at Pittsburgh.
I went with Pittsburgh.
I was surprised. I thought you were going to go Jets after Pittsburgh let you down last week.
I thought about it.
I'm going with Pittsburgh. Buffalo at Baltimore.
Unfortunately, I'm going Baltimore.
Ooh.
Buffalo is a little banged up on the defense.
Wow.
So I'm going with Baltimore.
I think after losing to Miami, I think Buffalo is going to come out and play hard and bounce back, and I'm picking Buffalo.
Josh Allen threw the ball 63 times, 400 passing yards, and they lost by 21-19. You put up 400 passing yards, and you put up 19 points.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Baltimore this week.
All right. New England at Green Bay.
This one was pretty easy because Mac Jones is hurt. I'm going with Green Bay.
See, I didn't even know Mac Jones was hurt, and I still picked Green Bay, and I
Oh.
would have picked him either way.
Yeah.
So, and then of course our boys Jacksonville going to Philly. This is a tough test here.
So the last 2 weeks I've picked against the Jags. Against Indy because they lost to Washington. Last week I picked the Chargers because we don't win on the West Coast, and I'm pretty sure we haven't beaten an NFC team since 2018 or 2019.
Dang.
So
you know all your stats that are negative towards the Jags.
No, but I'm going with Philly.
And
I'm
glad you are, because I'm going with Jax. I think we're gonna continue the momentum, and we are gonna make a statement. And since you've chosen against Jacksonville the last 2 games that people didn't think we should have won, and we did, I'm glad you're choosing against them again.
And I will continue to choose against them as long as they're winning.
All right. Jacksonville's going to get it done.
I think so. They just got to contain Hurts, and their passing game's the only thing. Their rushing game isn't that good.
All right. Finally, the Thursday night game, Miami at Cincinnati.
I thought about this one for a second, but got to go with Miami.
Okay. They are the hot hand, but I think Cincinnati's starting to get back in stride.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to take it at home.
Okay.
So we will see.
Yeah, we got what, 3 or 4 different this time?
Yeah.
Wow. So you could be pulling away, or I could be catching up.
Yep.
We will see.
Either way, it's going to be an exciting week, and I can't wait for.
Of course.
I mean, Thursday, of course, but really, like Sunday, I can't wait.
Yep. Same here. But that is our 10-game pick'em for the upcoming week 4.
Yeah, week
4. Now let's go on and preview the Jags and Philly.
That you're choosing Philly to win.
I'm choosing Philly. What are you looking for in this game?
I think the key here is just pressuring Hurts like we did Herbert. If they can, because Philly, I feel like, is sort of like Baltimore, where the whole key to their offense is that quarterback and his ability to run.
Okay.
Not saying he's a bad passer, but I'm saying it is a very one-sided offense that they don't have the strongest running game outside the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if we can not only put pressure on them, but we can't let them get it outside either. We have to contain them.
Right.
Because there's a few times that Herbert got outside on us when we put pressure. And it's like, if you let Hurts get outside like that, he's taking off for 10 yards.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the key, is just containing and pressuring Hurts and throwing him off his game.
I think if we can pressure him and get him off his game, their wide receivers, I don't know. I mean, they got Dallas Goedert, good tight end. We've always struggled with tight ends. I said that last week when we played the Chargers. And Devontae Smith. I don't know any other wide receivers that AJ Brown. Oh,
they have AJ Brown.
Yeah. No wonder why they're undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we can stop their passing game, we got a shot.
Well, that's why we have to pressure Hurts.
Yes.
Because if we let them just sit back there passing, AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, like, one of them's going to be open every time. Yeah.
I think I don't know how the NFL works, but with spies on like linebacker spying the quarterback, you got Devin Lloyd back there who's fast.
Devin Lloyd. Yeah.
Devin Lloyd's fast. So why don't you spy Hurts? I don't know.
Yeah.
But as long as we can get to him, I think we'll be okay. I picked Philly to win, but
offensively, we just got to keep doing what we're doing.
Play Jags football.
Just like we did, in LA and then against Indy, we just need to keep running Etienne and Robinson and getting Trevor Lawrence good passing options where he can get the ball out of his hands quickly, and we got to protect him, give him time.
That man has a passer rating of over 100 right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Philly does have a good defense, though.
Yeah.
They do. We're only, what was our defense? 12 points a game, allowing 12 points a game?
That's, is that what that was?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and Philly's right around there. Just
Yeah.
So they're just as good. So, hey, our offensive line, man, if they can do what they did against the Chargers, then I think they'll be okay and
Yeah.
come out with a victory. I'll take that loss. I'll take that loss.
I think I'm just excited for the game. I
Yeah.
I will be happy if we. I mean, I'm thinking we're gonna win, and I'm hoping we
Mhm.
win. But if we at least play hard and say like fight like we did against LA and play, not making a lot of mistakes or having a bunch of like big blown coverages and stuff.
Right.
If we at least fight are in the game the whole time and barely lose to Philly, I'll be happy.
Yeah. I mean, our next 3 are all winnable after Philly.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a chance we could be 2-2 and then 5-2.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't care. Whatever, we're winning our division.
Yeah.
We are winning our division. I think all it's going to take is one win against the Titans.
Yeah.
We'll just win them both.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah.
That is for sure. And it's a I guess a homecoming for Peterson.
Yeah. So
I have a feeling we'll go for it on 4th down every time.
depending on the situation.
Yes.
Take the points.
Yeah, take the points. Yep.
Certain situations.
Yep. Anything else you want to preview on that game?
No, just can't wait.
I know we're all excited. Bright future here in Jacksonville. Yep. All right, guys. Well, that's it for tonight's episode. I'm Raymond.
And I'm Scar. This is the Brew Dude Sportscast.
Until next time.
Keep it brewing.